Willie is cheeks. Willie is cheeks.
Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Willie.
Hey there, everybody. It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. We're live this morning. Look at the Swami's dancing. Willie's mostly awake. We're here. We're getting ready to go. We got DFS to talk about. We got a slate. We got a small slate, guys. How you guys doing today? Willie, how you this morning?
I'm here. We're ready to talk some football. Excited to talk some football, sir.
All right. What about you, Swami? You good?
Doc, I'm lathered up, Doc. I'm ready to go. Wake up, Willie Walls. Hello.
All right. And Swami's team's not even playing until Monday night, so we'll talk about the Ravens maybe much later. All right. Let's get
might come in Mr. Likely. That's why I picked him up with some leagues.
I love him. All right, let's get to it. Let's start with Josh Allen, guys. All right, Josh Allen's got a big prop number. They're talking like 326 yards between rushing and passing. Look, this is a big number in a game where the Bills should be putting up close to 30. Willie, is he too expensive this week, or is he a must play this week, or maybe a little bit of both?
Not a must play for me. I just think that the Jets' defense is a little better than what people give credit to, and I just like the mid range, and I like a couple of quarterbacks at the lower rate, because there's a couple of people I want to get in my lineup. So as much as I love Josh Allen, and much as I love, I love my receivers for Buffalo, love them. I'm going to be mostly staying away from this game.
So would you agree with that? Because Josh Allen, all he has to do is run one touchdown in, right? Get 40 yards rushing and a touchdown, and he's going to break the slate.
Let me tell you. I said this before, Doc. Mr. Allen play every week. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not be confused here at all.
That was it. Where'd he go? You back? Come on, Swami. You back?
Uh-oh.
Killing me. Oh, my God. He's right there. The minute we go live, he's going off. Oh, my God. All right. Hopefully, Swami will come back soon. So, Willie, you bring out an interesting point. Swami, you there?
Am I here?
All right. Come on. Talk to us.
All right. So, I was saying before Walls sent a virus my way and tried to get me knocked off.
What you said is cheeks, so that's why your audio went out.
Mr. Allen is a play every doggone week, and guess what? He still owns that division and those teams. He is dominant against them. Nothing's going to change here. I get it. The Jets are playing a little bit better. Everybody's good reason to get excited. Mr. Allen had a tough second half last week. He's got something to prove. He's going to show I still own this division. I own this team. And I'm telling you, he's going to do his thing.
First of all, I'm not saying he's not a play. But for me, on this slate, I'm not going to get to him because I got other players that I like, that I'm going to play. And I can get at a better price point. That's all. That's my point. That's all.
Well, Willie, if you're playing 20 lineups, how many will have Allen in them? One?
Maybe one, for respect. Yes.
That is so disrespectful.
Yes.
All right, Swami, if you're playing him, you playing him with Diggs, you playing him with Davis, you playing him with Knox, you're running him solo.
I don't think solo, and it's only because I think that offense is going to be able to have some big plays against the Jets, and so I think you got to pick one of them, right? If you think Gabe Davis has been quiet for a few weeks, if you think it's time for Knox to maybe have one of those games, then that's where you got to take your chance. But I don't know if it's necessarily but I'm not mad at it though, Doc. If you said, hey, I just want to play him, I think everything's going to go through Allen, then maybe. But I don't know if I like it. At least a single stack.
All right. I want to get to a player. We're going to get to other players, but one player to me is very important this week. His name is Deion Jackson. He's not a member of the Jackson 5. Okay. But he's $5,000. But it feels like a sucker play to me, guys. He feels overowned, and I don't like the matchup, but he fits the money, right? The money works with him in my lineup. So, Willie, where are you with Deion Jackson? Are you in or are you out?
I got him with Michael Jackson right now. Michael Jackson's looking for you. So, okay, well, Deion Jackson is not a matchup for him. So, what do you want me to say? I'm not playing him. So I saw the price on FanDuel. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jackson. Appreciate it, but still, FanDuel, I will look at it. Maybe a lineup, but he is not a core play. No, not for me. You go to Swame.
You getting suckered in by the low dollar amount there to fit your other people in your lineup?
Negative. Now, Doc, you gotta remember this. This never changes for me. Matchup first. Can the team take advantage of it? I mean, do they run the ball? Does that player, is he able to take advantage of that matchup? Second, and then third is price. Price isn't first. I would play likely Janet, maybe even Ruby Jackson before I'm playing Deion Jackson this week. I don't care how much it costs. I just don't like it. And there's some uncertainty. They brought in another guy. Everybody knows that at this point. We're not really sure what's going on with their backfield now that Hines isn't there, and now that they got Moss, and who knows what's going on in this situation. And their quarterback play, Mr. Sam. We'll talk about these guys when we get to Doc, but they were terrible. Those two two first-time starters that we took a chance on last week. No, thank you.
And he looked slow. That quarterback looked slow too. I don't know. Sam will run this run. I said, man, Sam couldn't outrun. He couldn't outrun. I think I can chase Sam down. I said, God dang, Sam, you looking kind of slow. I said, I made a big mistake by playing your $4,000 behind. No.
I really feel like the 4,000, I got suckered into that. But I know, Willie, I got a guy I know you love this week. I know you love him, because if you don't, I'll be the most shocked person on planet Earth. His name is Austin Eckler. Okay? Chargers here. So let's talk about the Chargers. There's Herbert, who's favored to throw 2 touchdowns, about 280 yards. That's the prop bet. You got Eckler. Can I play Herbert and Eckler without Everett, without Palmer, without Carter, or do I need to get that other guy in and make this a full game stack, Willie?
I won't make it a full game stack, but I will cross stack it. And what I mean by that is I will play Mariota as a quarterback on the other side, then play Eckler, and then play the receiver for the Chargers, who is one of my favorites. Palmer, yeah, because Palmer in the last game when he played with Mike Williams, he had 12 targets. Atlanta secondary is horrible, So I'm going to be doing a cross stack, and I'm going to be doing this on a couple of players where when I play like this, because I want to play Eckler, but Eckler has a heck of a price. So I want to still get other people in this lineup, and I think Mariota is a good play too. I think Mariota could give you 24, 25 points, but I love Eckler. And I love these two together when you can play them together because Eckler has a 22% receiving share as a running back.
Can you explain cross stacking to people why that's effective and why it works?
Yeah, I mean, it for me, and I'm going to use it with another quarterback with Chicago when we talk about Tyreek Hill. The reason is very important because these quarterbacks could get yards on their own. And you don't necessarily have to have them, stacked with. You don't necessarily have to have them stacked with anybody. And I think on this slate, if the quarterback at 4,000 would have worked out the right way, like I think what Mr. Fields will, okay, and get that kind of yards, I think Mariota could get, I think he can get about 70 to 80 yards, and if he get a touchdown with that and throw a touchdown or two, I think that's very interesting. I think the Chargers going to be leading this game. And I think that's going to force them to have to pass the ball. So I do. Go ahead.
Can you only cross stack with a mobile quarterback? Like, can you cross stack Tom Brady with Rams, or do you have to cross stack a Justin Fields because you're getting the mobility points with a Tyreek?
Doc, I can't play a quarterback if I don't like their skill positions. I told you again, maybe it's like new rule. And new rule is if I like the skill positions, I can play the quarterback. So you have to tell me if you really like Drake and you really like, maybe I don't know who's going to be in that backfield this week. I don't think Patterson is quite there. They keep saying maybe they'll make some decision on him today. If you like Pitts, then maybe. But I can't just say I'm just going to take the other side and play somebody. And I think every week what we see here, when we take these, these flyers, these out of the walls, off the wall, pun intended, off the walls shots, we're cheeks every time. These $4,000 quarterbacks and these random plays and these bad matchups, we're cheeks. And I'm tired of being cheeks. We're one big.
Are you saying? What is the Chargers defense to you, sir?
Not very good.
Okay. So how you say the Chiefs? This quarterback has scored 25, 26 points.
Yeah, but the
not necessarily. I'm just saying that's an interesting way to stack. If you really do that and to fit in what I want to fit in comfortably. That's what I'm saying. Because if I want to play Eckler, I will have to do something like that to get one of those value quarterbacks on there with Eckler when I play.
How would I cross stack? And I said I would need to like the skill position of that quarterback. I'm just not playing them naked. No, sir.
So Willie, is your bottom line that you want to play Eckler and Hill this week? Those are the guys you want to play.
Yes, I'm playing explosive players that can go for 40 or 30. And Hill and Mr. Hill will be one of them because he's only had 2 touchdowns. And just like what we saw, what we saw what happened to Kamara last week, it's time for a couple of these guys to explode this week. And that's how I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing some cross matches. So it might not necessarily be Mariota. It could be, I might have Justin Fields in that lineup, and I'm playing Eckler, and I'm playing them by themselves.
Swami, I was one player away from winning a ton of money last week. I played Mostert instead of Foreman. If I play Foreman instead of Mostert, I'm cashing all over the place because I had Kamara, I had Pollard, I hit on all these, I had Waddle, I hit on all these guys. So Willie's point about touchdown regression back to the mean, we all felt like Kamara was, 800 weeks pregnant. Is Tyreek Hill pregnant? And now all of a sudden we got to get him on our lineups because when he's going to score, 12 for 210 and 2 touchdowns.
I agree, but for different reasons. Because Hill has been productive. Kamara was more struggling, right? But he wasn't really giving you a lot from a fantasy perspective. Hill is being a beast out there with his target share, his number of receptions, and the yards he put up. Willie's just saying he can add to that now if he's able to get into the end zone 1 or 2 times because he's due. So I agree, but it's not because of the same reason with Kamara. We want Kamara for a different reason. And we probably missed or didn't really talk about the Foreman play because Hubbard wasn't ruled out. And then but once he was ruled out, he was a lock for us too, Doc. So it was a very interesting week. I think the only thing that we did that stopped us from really having the nuts was what we did at quarterback. And instead of playing the double stack, which was recommended to us by the Zen Master, with Tua and both of the receivers, or playing the double stack with A.J. Brown. Again, Zen Master. It's all over this stuff. We didn't doggone do it. We fell in love with a couple of other options, and they didn't necessarily pan out. Like we paid down, we took some shots there, and that's why I said let's be cautious of some of those shots, especially when we got these very, very good plays right in front of us.
By the way,
I disagree, Doc. I disagree on Kamara. Kamara has always been there. It's just the fact that he's been capsized, by that. Yeah. He's always been there. He's been getting there. He's been getting 90 yards rushing, passing. The only thing he was missing was the TDs. He was there. He was a player. Yes, he was. Oh, yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was there. He has been there ever since they switched quarterbacks. He has been there. It's just the fact that they got to give him a back on rock.
I don't know what And Doc, maybe he's talking about what they do in the red zone that the Saints have been doing over
Right.
the last couple.
Yeah, I mean that's what he was missing.
His production is nowhere near Tyreek Hill's.
So we were silly last week, honestly. We were chasing rainbows with Sam Ellinger. We were.
Exactly.
Because I know you talked about Jalen Hurts. I know we talked about Tua. And then all of a sudden we got seduced by $4,000, right? And we went down a bad path. Now, I had 3 lineups, one that had Tua, one that had Hurts, and one that had Ellinger. And the Ellinger one literally imploded. So I'm not doing that this week. So let me ask you about a player in a game here that a lot of people are missing. Joe Burrow was horrible last week. The Bengals were horrible. But you got to think the Bengals are going to win at home this week. Are there any Bengals or any Panthers? Is there DJ Moore? Is there Foreman? Is there Burrow? Is there T. Higgins? Is there Mixon? Is there anything here, Willie, that you want to be in on?
You asked me, do I want any Bengals?
Yeah.
No, I don't want any Bengals. Well, it's like this. Without Chase, they're a different offense. He opened stuff up for him. I see that now. I saw it. I said, oh, Lord. Boy, these boys look simple without Chase. Man, and I like the protection. I mean, I really like that defense on the other side of the game. You know, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you.
No, I like when you're honest with me. All right, Swami, I got a game for you here. The Lions and the Packers have a big number. These are teams. The Lions do not play defense. I think Aaron Jones is in play. Lazard or Robert Tonyan is in play. I might even argue that Aaron Rodgers is in play. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamal Williams in a revenge narrative. Do you like any players in this game, oh great Swami?
Doc, I gotta take off the eyebrow here because this might be the Willie Walls out the side of my neck game of the week. Let me tell you why. While I like a lot of pieces in this game, something doesn't feel right. Something feels like bad tacos with this game. They have struggled, both teams at different times. They've had some ups and downs, especially when folks are in and out of the lineup. Is Lazard playing? Is Swift playing? Hey, what's going to Is it going to be Williams? Is it going to be St. Brown? They just got rid of Hockenson. I don't know what it means on their offense. You get rid of one of your biggest weapons. You got the other guy, he's banged up. Who knows if it's Mr. Rogers and Mr. Brady. And guys, I know they're big fans of the show. They tell me all the time. I get all the time how much they love this show. And I tell you what, and they said, Swami, we heard you when you said you're tired of what we've been doing. I'm tired of what they've been doing. And we've done this where they had good matchups. We ready to go with the GOATs. Hey, let's throw Aaron Rodgers in there. They are priced down all over the industry. It's so enticing, Doc, and I just don't know. The Willie Walls talk out of the side of my neck game is right doggone here.
Willie, what do you like in this game? Because I can't imagine a lineup without Aaron Jones. I think if I don't start Aaron Jones, I will not win big this week.
Oh, he's a hell of a play. But I still like other people better than Aaron Jones. I hear what you're saying. The matchup points that way. But, some people want to play Rodgers and Jones, and hell no, I won't play both of those rascals in the lineup. I won't do it, It's something about Aaron Rodgers, and I see Rodgers too. It's right there, but I just can't take it. I've been trying to take it from the side. It's a matchup. Uh-oh. It wasn't a matchup. He gonna match up. Oh Lord, that's not the matchup. I don't know what's missing, man. Something's missing. I'm gonna play Rodgers, but I don't feel good about it. I feel like when I play these guys, I'm gonna be taking some Pepto-Bismol because I'm not gonna feel good about it. That's how I feel. I honestly, I see it.
Agreed.
Damn! Let me give you another game that I think is going to make you physically ill. But the numbers, Vegas is basically pushing you this way.
Hey, let me say one thing. I love Raymond out of this game. Raymond for Detroit. $4,000.
All right, I'm with you.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Raiders and Jaguars. Now, before you guys get all over me here, this is a high-scoring game. These are teams that disappointed big time last week. You've got Josh Jacobs. You've got Travis Etienne. And there's no doubt in my mind that Etienne is $1,000 undervalued for what he's been doing. You got Devontae Adams, who's back, maybe feeling a lot better this week. Swami, can you take any pieces in this game? Can you stack maybe a cheap Jaguar stack? Hopefully, maybe you get a Trevor Lawrence rushing touchdown. If I play this game, does it allow me to get some of my more expensive guys in?
I wouldn't just say just to allow you to get some more expensive guys in. This game got some fantasy goodness. This game could be low-key, one of those games that may decide something. It could be a piece or two in this game that actually decides a tournament. Here's what I mean. Adams is priced down. Nobody's really looking at him. After last week, I think all of the ownership is going to be down on the Raiders for sure. And that's why I think Jacobs is in a good spot to bounce back here again, because that recency bias, folks don't look up matchups. They just look up your production. And they go, he didn't produce last week. Well, we all said he's not going to produce last week. And then folks still played him. Well, guess what? This week, he might not have the same ownership. I think that Adams has an opportunity to bounce back. I think that, like you said, the Lawrence, ETN, and who you would want to pull out of there, maybe Kirk, I don't know, Evan Ingram, he's been playing a lot better. It is something here. It's some fantasy goodness here. I don't know if I got it all figured out yet, but I'm very interested in pieces in this game.
Willie, you like this game at all?
This game had pieces. I mean, Ingram is a very solid player, tight end. He's underpriced, for what he's been getting. And he has a great connection with the quarterback. Finally, he couldn't do it with the Giants, but finally he's a man of interest here. And ETM, man, he passes the eye test. He passes the eye test. He really does. So, but I also agree with what Swami said in one of his write-ups, because I think that quarterback, if you want to get a leverage play, you play two of the receivers and don't play ETM, and that might lead you to a different lineup construction, But I'm gonna have a lot of ETM, but I also realize that the only thing that I don't like that they need to do a little bit more, I think, is they probably I don't think he has the body type to take all that punishment of 20-something carries. To be honest with you, they need to use him like about 17 times. I would like them to use him more in the passing game. Right. Give him about 15 or 16 carries and 8 or 9 catches. I like that better in space.
Really interesting enough, both these teams led up a lot of receptions to running backs. Both the Raiders and the Jaguars are like the top 5. Maybe this is a week that Jacobs and Etienne can get those 5 receptions. That's 5 easier points to get than the 50 rushing yards that it's going to take. So I'm interested there. All right, let me ask you about the Commanders against the Vikings. I see this game going down one of two roads. I see this game going down the Commanders leading, and then running the football and killing it. Or I see the Vikings getting out to a lead, forcing Heineke to throw, and now you have a Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and McLaurin love fest. Swami, which way do you think this game goes? Do you have any interest in it?
It's definitely interesting here. Couple of pieces that I like that price on Logan Thomas, right? I said that he hadn't played since week 4, and that's because last week, even though he was out there for 56% of the he didn't play. He didn't have a damn catch, nothing. So when you give up a goose egg, when you deliver a goose egg, you didn't play. Anyway, so I think he's going to be involved, and they're going to work him back. Obviously, he's just getting back, right? Heineke had a few weeks to kind of work with the other guys, and now he's had a full week of practice. Don't have it in. I'm just interested in. I think the way they used Gibson last week really smart. I think getting McLaurin going again and making him a part of this offense again was really smart. I just feel like they're playing smart offense. I don't know if they're going to get up and get out in front of the I feel like they're going to be playing from behind again, and that might not be a bad thing. But I think unless we get that other guy, not the cousin not our favorite cousin, but the other cousin, the one that's coming over and
taking your food at the barbecue,
raiding your refrigerator and all that. We get the other cousin. I think that this game could have a higher pace, but if they're able to get Cook going and able to just have these kind of long drives and keep the ball away from them and the pace is slow, then I don't know about fantasy goodness, but I definitely like, again, pieces here. Jefferson, what they're going to do with Hawkinson. It's just a lot to try to unpack. But if I had to take anything, a piece out of this game, I like McLaurin and I'm interested in Thomas, but I'm not mad at either side.
Willie, I think I also like Curtis Samuel too, because you don't have McKissick and they might use him in other ways. But do you like Jefferson? Do you like anybody in this game? Or you're like, I can.
If you want to pay up, Jefferson would be the guy to pay up for. I just don't like a lot of pieces, and I think I'm more interested in the receivers. McLaurin is a guy I'm interested in because, listen, unlike Wentz, who stinks, he made McLaurin look like he disappeared like a clown, and now all of a sudden he's there. He's been there. It's just a guy's preference. He loves Samuel, instead of, he like doing that and throwing to the, So I think McLaurin, thank you, Mr. Heineke, for making Mr. McLaurin, visible again. He will be the guy in this game that I'm more interested in than anybody else. Is McLaurin.
Both Trevor Hillstrom and Chris Emmerich, both guys who work at drauto.com, like Heineke this week. They like the McLaurin fit. So look, those guys are sharp players. If they're saying it, I'm listening. All right. The late game has a game that I am absolutely interested in, guys. It's the Cardinals against the Seahawks. This is the late game hammer. The last time these two teams played, it was 19-9 in a game that was underwhelming. Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf combined for 4 catches for 51 yards. I don't see there's any way that happens again this week. They're on the road. The Cardinals are 2-point favorites, Swami. Is this a Kyler week? Is this a Hopkins, Ertz, Metcalf, Lockett, Geno, Kenneth Walker? What are you doing with this game?
The old saying. They say, walls lie, women lie, numbers don't. And so I don't know how we can just ignore the 19-9 game, but I see what Vegas is saying for this week. So it gives me some concern based on what we saw. Do I think DeAndre is a difference maker? Yes. Do I think he's probably one of the top, 2 or 3 guys in the league? Absolutely. And those kind of guys make a difference. But the number of sacks that was in that game, I think it totaled 11, 5 on one side, 6 on the other side. The game, it just seemed like sometimes these division games can be just a little bit of fantasy goofy, not fantasy goodness. With that being said, had to put a disclaimer out there, Doc. With that being said, the targets that Hopkins is getting right now, I can't ignore. Even what that little Joker Moore started doing since Hopkins came back, I can't ignore. And oh, by the way, on the other side, I'm only really interested in Mr. Walker. Yes, he needed 21 carries, and as Walls pointed out, a kind of a bust out late to kind of really get there. But guess what? The Seattle receivers didn't do it. The quarterback seemed like he was under siege. So even if we made the case for DeAndre Hopkins, how do we make the case for the other side of the ball? Because they didn't do anything, and nothing's changed for them.
Willie, you like this game at all? Are there any players you want?
No. Walker. Seattle side, he's my favorite that they have, and then DeAndre Hopkins is my favorite player of the game. I just think that, and that's why, I might have a smidgen of this game in here. That's why I wanted to keep my quarterbacks at a lower level because I do like DeAndre because it's something about DeAndre. This guy just listen, he's greedy. That's a greedy rascal, and he's taking all. He's he's just sucking up. He just, that's all he does. He just suck up everything, So he sucks everybody, the life out of everybody else, They're just saying, damn.
He's giving life to folks more occasions.
I'm just saying, I like greediness. You like greediness. Give me a greedy player, Mr. Hopkins. Now you left out a game that I like a lot. You left out one game. Well, what
was the game?
Chicago.
I didn't leave it out. We talked about Tyreek Hill.
No. We didn't talk about.
All right, let's open it up. Bring in Miami, Chicago. We got Tua, we got Mostert, we got Waddle, we got Hill, we got Justin Fields, we got Khalil Herbert, we got Darnell Mooney, and oh, by the way, Chase Claypool is there. Willie Walls, run with this game.
Fields, excuse me, Mr. Fields is my favorite quarterback of the slate. Okay, listen. Yeah, you can turn around all you want. Turn around, just turn around, because your neck, you got two necks. Okay. The reason I say it is look at the last two opponents that Mr. Fields have played.
The Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. And 26, 28 points, 26, 25 points. Not a bad showing at 5,300. Would you agree or not agree?
I would absolutely agree.
Okay. And think about this. The dum-dums have finally, look at his rush in the last three games. 80, 82.
One thing. Why does Vegas have this game at a 45?
I
Vegas
understand.
is not wrong.
I'm not saying that. That's why I like individual pieces of this game. I love Hill and I love Fields. And I don't necessarily have to have Fields with anybody. This is the quarterback that I'm talking about when I'm cross-pollinate. We could get your Eckler's, could get your other people in there. I don't have to have Fields with somebody. I can have Fields out there just like back in the old school when we did butt naked. He will be out there butt naked for me while I get my point from the other side, while I get my Mr. Tyreek Hill, or if I feel like waddling, depending on how I feel on the other side. I just think this guy is very interesting. And this, for me, is my favorite quarterback of the slate because I think Miami, yes, they're nice. I'm just telling you, I think they found some. They found something. I think adding that Pittsburgh receiver is going to make them a little bit. I just think each game he's improving. Each game, I think he's getting it each game.
Is Justin Fields going to be over 5% owned?
No.
Maybe that's the beauty of it. That if he does what you think he can do, you're going to get him at about 3%. But it's going to allow you to get Hill and Eckler and stack this game up.
Yeah, but what I like about it mostly is that he has 30-point upside. And to get that at 5,300, so you could do all this little stuff that you're doing. You could do that all you want. Numbers don't lie. He got my respect when he did that against Dallas. And if they didn't drop the ball, that they didn't drop a touchdown, they dropped the touchdown, he dropped one right in the thing, he would have had more points.
If was a fifth. Doc, can you throw this thing over the fence? I got it. Thanks, Doc. Thanks for the pass. Let me tell you something. This game, Vegas is not wrong. This game is Magic City. I don't know any other stripper clubs, but this one will have more cheeks than a little bit. It's no.
So you like Tyreek Hill?
I let you go. Just let me go.
I'm just answer the question. Side of the neck. Answer the question. Side of the neck.
I'm not. No. And let me tell you why. Because I don't think the other side of the game is going to push this into the second half. I'm not convinced that they're doing anything special over there. They've played a little bit better over the last couple of games. But here's what's going to happen. They're going to need those long drives where the quarterback is running and he's trying to get on the outside on 2 or 3 plays. The drive's going to take 5 and 6 minutes, if anything. End up at a field goal, him get some other negative play, holding or something. We're going to see a bunch of that. Yeah, they're going to move the ball down. Tua going to score 2 or 3 times. They're going to get out with an easy win. That's what Vegas is predicting, and so am I. Not enough fantasy goodness. Now, if you was going to talk about a game, because I don't even want to talk about that milk that much, I'm going to let him have it. Here you go, a little milk of Meg.
Yeah, you know what? You will do what you say. I'm just telling you, my 2 favorite players in this game is the quarterback and the receiver.
I am going to break this tie and say that I agree with the great Swame. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm worried that Chicago's run defense is terrible. I believe that Mostert and Jeff Wilson are going to see a lot of carries. I think there will be some play action to Tyreek Hill, so I do like Tyreek. Waddle is going to see Jalen Johnson, who is a really good cover cornerback. I think it's going to clamp down on him a little bit. On the other side, I do like Fields. I like what they've been doing the last couple of weeks with him. But when you've got Khalil Herbert and you've got David Montgomery, you're basically saying, I want to run the ball 30 times. So now, if the Dolphins defense plays remotely better, I think it contains Fields a little bit more. And I don't know whether I see the explosion of 30 points that I need to see to win. I think I could see 20, but I don't want 20. I want 30. I'm greedy. So I'm a little
but this same person that you're talking about put up 26 points against the Cowboys. And
They're losing. They were playing from behind.
It don't matter to me about losing. I don't care.
It completely matters. It's called garbage time.
Yeah, give me garbage. Give me a quarterback that's 5,300 that give me 26 points. Give me a receiver on the other side, Tyreek Hill, who I like on the other side. If you give me 30 and that quarterback gives me 26, 27, my job is done in that game.
If Tyreek Hill gets, let's say he goes 8 for 100 and a touchdown, you're at 26. If Fields can get you, if you're lucky, 24, are you okay with 50?
First of all, I think if I plan Tyreek, I'm paying for at least 30.
Dude, I gave you 8 for 100 and a touchdown.
No. Listen, against that Bears defense, because they've given away their two best players, I think it's going to be a little bit more than what you're giving them something credit for. And the other side, listen, Fields, you will see. See, I hear you talking this little trash about this. Get your little Dirk Carrs or your little other guys don't do jack. Tom can't move Brady. Then you go get the Fields when we run it. And if he runs for like a 60-yard touchdown, it's out. Right there. Let me see how many points is that? That's 12 points right there off that little one little play. I'm just saying, anytime you got explosive guys, Fields is explosive. They have finally unlocked him and be smart the way you use him. That's all I'm saying. I mean, he played the Patriots.
Can I just want to
get and showed them up on Monday Night Football. Then he picked it up by playing Dallas and put in 26 points against those rascals, and they got all the defensive players. And you tell me Miami, well, what they got? Are we doing against them? No! Heck no! They're not doing nothing. I'm up now. Y'all got me round up, and Mr. Fields will make you look bad this week. Get him, Mr. Fields! And it's Mr. Don't be down his back out.
Doc, it's week 9. We've been here before. Go back and look at the tapes. We've been here before. And Kyle came to what I think might be fantasy goodness that we haven't talked about that people want to hear. Because he'll do the if is a fifth if this wouldn't have happened. If they would have dropped that. Well, Diggs picked them off, and then they got like some type of roughing penalty and stuff like that. That added to drives where they scored. Those would have stopped. He would have got picks, and it wouldn't have been 26. It would have been 16. But he don't count any of that. The referees.
It was a fifth.
He the other way, but he won't put in that line. So let me get to the game.
All right, what's the game you want to talk about, Swami?
I thought he was going here because there's a game where there's a wide receiver that's averaging 30 over the last three games against him. And there's another receiver in that same game that's coming back and averaging almost 25, and he don't mention it. I'll mention him here. He's very healthy this week, Mr. Cooper Kupp. You didn't talk about real fantasy goodness, and you give people this garbage. Anybody out there, TV land, y'all listen up. You delete Mr. Fields from your mind, and you think about Mr. Cooper Kupp, and you think about Mr. Mike Evans coming back. You don't give people that doggone.
Okay. Okay. Hey,
do you like Tom Brady this week? Because I like Tom Brady this week.
Negative. I can't get with the GOAT. He's the GOAT. I respect him, but not the way he's been playing. But I think he's going to play better. Remember, there's been some drop passes and stuff like that.
You are side of your neck.
I'm very interested in that price that they have on Stafford and maybe playing him with Cooper Kupp or maybe playing him and maybe as a single stack with him and Kupp. That might interest me. I'm not mad at the GOAT, right? It's still Tom Brady. And if I like Mike Evans, I just don't know if I like all of his.
Offline for Rams. Tell me about that offensive line.
But the offensive line hasn't been playing well on either side.
No, okay, tell me about it.
They haven't been playing well on either side. No different than the Bears offense.
They stink.
No.
Now, the Bears offensive line has surprisingly been pretty good. They've been pretty good. They've been better than people.
Can I give you a thing I mentioned on the radio this morning? Khalil Herbert looks to me like Tony Pollard, while David Montgomery looks like Zeke. These two guys are fast and these two guys are slow, but the teams insist on running all four of them. Crazy.
Hey, no, Herbert, listen. Montgomery should be on the bench. Herbert is the man. I agree.
You just said why you didn't think ETN should be running the ball. Guess who looks like ETN?
I don't care. But what I'm saying is he doesn't get enough. He's not used properly. They keep going to Montgomery.
You made why those guys not in it.
All right, Swame, give me a $100 bill. Give me the stack of the week, my friend.
I'm gonna give you a real stack, right? I already know he's gonna try to do 2 stacks, so I'm gonna beat his 2 stacks and give you my 2 stacks. So the first one is clear and just very obvious is if you're going to play like Herbert and you're going to pick one of those guys, it's just a little bit of concern. And that's why I do want to do my second one. Yeah, I like Palmer. Yes, I like Everett. Yes, I like Eckler. But it's still some concern that when you take the top 2 guys out, we saw this with Cincinnati, it could have an impact, right? Mike Williams is a PTPer. Keenan Allen is a PTP. You take them out, and you could have some it could, yeah. So, but that is my stack. So I want to follow that up. I want to do my walls before he got to do walls and follow up and say, if you're going to pay down that quarterback this week, it's not Mr. Cheeks. And I'm not talking about the Lost Boys. It's not Mr. Cheeks. It is Mr. Trevor Lawrence this week. That's the guy you pay down.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Missing 9 points. You ain't here missing 9 and then 12 points. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. America, do not listen to what they just said. Please. Don't.
And the fact that I like with him, just like last week, how we took the Kimura one, I think we go with ETN with him, and then you pick one of his other guys. You pick Fielder's choice. I prefer Kirk as far as from a more of a big play ceiling kind of perspective. I'm not mad, though, if you made it work with Ingram or something like that.
All right, Willie, who's your stack?
Listen, I mean, my 2. Yeah, I love, and it's going to be a cross-pollinate. Cross-pollinate. It's going to be Mr. Fields. Mr. Fields. 2 explosive road runners. Beep, beep. Give me those 2 guys right there. Then we go on here. Mr. DeAndre Hopkins. And then you put on the other side the Skywalker. I like those guys, and I'm gonna tell you about my balls to the walls call. Look at me.
What? All right, I'm giving you my secret sneaky stack. I do like the Jaguars. I can get behind the Fields Hill because it's clever. I kind of like, don't laugh at me now, but I like Aaron Rodgers with Aaron Jones, maybe a Tanyan or a Lazard, and come back with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think if that game explodes, that's where it's going to happen because it's going to be condensed. Aaron Rodgers literally throws to 3 guys: Aaron Jones, Alan Lazard, Robert Tanyan. That's it.
And I think
Rodgers will throw for 2 touchdowns. That's where it's going.
Romeo in there if Lazard isn't playing as well. Like you could take out and plug in Romeo. Right. I could do that.
All right. Walls to the walls call from Willie Walls. Go ahead, my friend.
Mr. Raymond of Detroit. $4,000. He was already getting time. Look at the targets. He's coming up. Oh, we got a couple of people that's out. Do we? Oh, we just lost Mr. Hawkinson, Mr. 17%. Mr. Raymond is very interesting, especially at the price point. Yes, unlike that rascal from the Rams who said they were going to play that rascal and they didn't play him, even though Terrence Marshall did come through. But Mr. Raymond will be there for you. Don't be surprised if he gets 100 and a tutty at $4,000. That could do you some good. So if we get 7 for 100, and this is a pretty good game there, I'll take that from Mr. Raymond. Thank you.
All right. Swami says.
First, Doc, I'm trying to find something to get this smell off my hands from the walls, the balls to the wall. Disinfected. My goodness. Doc, I'm going to go with if, and the only reason I'm saying that if, because there's some uncertainty around Cordell. If Patterson's out this week, I think Tyler Algiers is in a very, very good spot. He's my
great spot
pick of the week.
Great spot. If Patterson is out, you put Algier in because the Chargers cannot stop the run. Agreed. All right, my vision.
Yeah, but they got 3 backs they go to. They go to 3 people.
Can I hit a visionary pick, please? Get out of here. Please.
All right. I like Gabe Davis this week. I think Gabe Davis, we have not heard that name in a while. It's, he disappears, and then when he appears, he doesn't just show up. He explodes on the scene. 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Hey, I got a Gabe fan, so I am not mad at anything with Mr. Gabe.
So if I do an Allen lineup, I'm going to throw Allen with Gabe Davis, and I hope that's the explosion. And the super sneaky Khalif Raymond guy for me, don't ask me why, but it's actually Braxton Berrios, because the guy only plays well at home, and they always run crazy things for him. He can get an end around. They're going to be behind by 30. Maybe he gets excessive garbage time, and it goes 6 for 70 and a touchdown at the end of the game. So he is my Khalif Raymond.
And I would also, since we went that deep, the guy who Michael Bandy, who should get some more time this week. He got like 6 targets, didn't do much with him, but I think he's a man of interest in that Chargers offense this week because of injuries.
Especially if Carter's out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and look out for Ingram. I think Ingram is a hell of a play this week. I like him a lot, at the tight end position. I really do.
All right, time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. For the Swame and Willie Walls, I'm Dr. Roto saying be well and
take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.